Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere.
He can breathe underwater and go flying through the air.
The noble submariner, Prince of the Deep, will be ready every season.
Lord Neighbor of Atlantis is the Prince of the Deep.
Countless fathoms beneath the sea, in an Atlantis schoolroom. An Atlantean teacher is concluding a lecture.
All together, class, who is this revered personage?
Father Neptune.
And this is
The jeweled trident, symbol of imperial power.
And who holds the sacred trident?
Prince Namor the First.
And who is Prince Namor the First?
He is sovereign of Atlantis, emperor of the Seas, lord of the seven seas.
Yes. And what else?
Supreme commander of the undersea legion.
Excellent. Yes, Rachel.
Why does our monarch wear that funny robe?
That is called a toga, a garment worn in the ancient days by the Romans.
But our prince lived not in those days, did he?
Well, yes and no. 'Tis a strange tale, but true.
Tell us!
Very well. It began when our great monarch was fighting the faceless legions of the evil undersea scientist Xantor, whom Namor had banished from Atlantis many years before. Single-handed, he drove off the monsters until finally they turned and fled back to their subterranean depths. In a second attempt to defeat Namor, Xantor sent spinning mechanical starfish as sharp and as dangerous as circular saws at our brave prince. But with the ease of great skill, Namor destroyed them all. Then he followed the fleeing Xantor into his cavern laboratory, which was exactly what Xantor wanted him to do. For as soon as Namor was inside...
You swallowed my bait. It was almost too easy.
Release me at once. In the name of Neptune, I command you to set me free.
Set you free? Ha! I have waited too long for this day. There is more than one way to vanquish an enemy.
You shall pay dearly for this, Xantor.
On the contrary, 'tis you who shall pay.
You cannot keep me here.
I do not intend to. Once you banished me from Atlantis, me, the greatest scientific genius of your realm.
You used your genius not for the good of the people, but for destruction and conquest.
And now I shall be able to pursue those dreams. For I am about to banish you from this time and this place.
I shall escape.
From where you are going, there is no escape. So, the mighty submariner has the strength of 1,000 men. Well, you shall have a chance to prove it.
What nightmare is this?
Who dares to interrupt the games of Nero, Emperor of Rome? Guards, bring him forward. Who are you?
I am Namor the First, Prince of Atlantis.
I've never heard of such a prince. You're either an interloper or a spy. In either case, the penalty is death.
Do your worst. A prince of the blood never bows to injustice.
Such an imperious attitude warrants the best of my gladiators. Let us see how this self-styled prince defends himself. A play. Something appropriate.
He has no weapon.
Yet see how he defends himself.
My gladiator's merely toying with him. You shall see. The spectators demand you kill your adversary. Then I shall reward your great show of strength. You shall have the honor of joining my Praetorian Guard.
I refuse. The Prince of the Blood would never stoop to serving as a common guard. Nor does a true prince slay one he is already vanquished.
How dare you defy me? Guards, bind him with chains. For such arrogant defiance, I sentence you to die as no other man has died before, as a sacrifice to the demon which is my god, Volcanus. Let him be stretched above the sacred fire.
Is Prince Namor doomed to become a human sacrifice to a strong, deadly demon?
And so the wicked Emperor Nero sentenced our mighty prince to be sacrificed to Volcanus.
Who was Volcanus?
The demon god of fire.
Fire? What is fire?
It is an element known only to the surface people. An element that is deadly to us who live beneath the sea. Well, after binding Prince Namor's hands, they put him aboard a barge and rowed to the temple of the demon god, which stood on the banks of the Tiber River. There they chained his wrists and ankles to posts, so that he hung suspended over a huge fire pit. And just beyond was the door to the demon god's cave, wherein he awaited his victims. And as the temple priests stoked the fire higher and higher...
Water. I must have water, or the last of my strength will surely ebb away.
You do not need water nor anything else soon. The fire has almost reached the right intensity to begin the rites.
Go. Summon our Emperor. He wishes to preside at the ceremony.
I go forthwith, and may Volcanus be pleased with the sacrifice and continue to protect Rome from the scourge of fire.
Meanwhile, in a palace dungeon, the gallant gladiator awaited his fate.
The people demand your death for failing to win the contest. And since the stranger who defeated you refused to carry out their verdict, I, their emperor, sentence you to be thrown to the lions at the setting of the sun tomorrow. They will be ravenous by then. And now I must see for myself how heroically your benefactor meets his doom.
But the gladiator was not fated for Nero's sentence, for moments later...
It's not morrow yet. Or do you come to taunt me more?
I come not to taunt you, but to free you in the name of the Sons of Freedom. Here, cover thyself with this cloak and follow me.
And through the dark streets of Rome, the gladiator followed his rescuer until...
Inside, hurry. Marcus, Minius, Petromia.
You are surprised to find so many of Rome's leading citizens dedicated to the downfall of tyranny?
So, you are the Sons of Freedom.
As your life is forfeit, will you become one of us?
Yes. But first, I must repair debt.
And at the temple of the demon god Volcanus, the fire burned brighter.
Water. I grow weaker by the second. I must have water or I shall perish.
You will perish in any event, but I will be merciful. Here is water. Cool, clear water. But first, deny your claim to royal lineage.
I shall never deny my birthright and my heritage.
You have the pride of royalty, but it will avail you naught. Prepare to die. Volcanus is becoming impatient.
If I must die, I shall die like the Prince of the Blood that I am.
Let us begin the ceremony.
Not yet, tyrant. Prince Namor requests some water, and I shall oblige.
You shall pay for this.
Thank you, my friend. 'Twas all I needed to restore restore my waning strength.
Help! Help! Murderers! Assassins!
Temple priests!
Destroy them! They dare to threaten my royal person!
Spare them not, for they would not spare you.
Look out behind you.
My debt to you grows greater.
You owe me nothing. Rest, flee like the cowards they are.
Well done. You fight like a true Roman.
But I am neither of your time nor your country.
It matters not. The sons of freedom could use one of your metal.
Your tongue speaks treason. You will never dethrone Nero. I will rule forever.
He is truly mad.
Yes, it was madness for you not to escape with your priests, Nero. But now you are at my mercy.
Stay back! I am the Emperor of Rome.
He's tearing at the shields.
There! Now you shall pay the price for rebellion. Slay the Prince of Atlantis.
With fire, his natural enemy, how can Namor hope to defeat Vulcanus?
What did the demon look like? He was red hot, with flames that licked about his eyes and ears. And as he set his glowing eyes on our mighty prince, the cowardly Nero fled, leaving our monarch to his doom. Or so he thought. But Namor stood his ground and prepared to battle him to the death.
The heat of his body. I'm dying.
Take heart, my friend. I will distract him.
No, 'tis my battle, not yours. For that you shall dearly pay. I'll bring your evil temple down about you. Aha! So water is your enemy.
Pillar by pillar, Namor destroyed the temple, while fending off the fiery monster, until finally, buried beneath the rubble, Namor was a victim of his own destruction, while the maddened demon fled his ruined temple and headed for Rome. Vulcanus, like a mighty engine of destruction, began to destroy houses and temples, setting everything afire that touched his flaming body. While at the temple,
Our gladiator is still alive, but barely. The stranger prince is still unconscious. Lift them carefully.
carrying their burdens, the cloaked figures made their way back to the burning city.
The prince stirs.
Where am I? And who are you?
You are safe. We are your friends.
The gladiator? He saved my life.
He lives, but...
Then 'twas a death blow. The demon, he got away.
He is at this moment rampaging through Rome. The entire city is in flames. See for yourself.
I must stop him. Come back.
Nothing can stop Vulcanus.
But our valiant prince heard not his cry and set out to stop the fiery menace, while above the burning city, the wicked emperor watched with glee.
This will teach them all to defy me, Nero, Emperor of Rome. Give me that lyre. None can match the delicate beauty of my music. See how they run, traitors, all of them.
At the edge of the river, Namor watched the tragic scene.
There is only one slight chance, and I, only I, the mighty submariner, could do it.
It's a tidal wave, an umbrella of water.
I've done it! Now I must vanquish the demon before he strikes again.
Vulcanus fled in terror back to his ruined temple, only to find our prince waiting for him.
This time, Volcanus, you shall be your own destruction.
With the demon destroyed, Namor returned to the side of his gladiator friend.
The Prince of Atlantis has returned.
Rome will be forever grateful to you, Namor, and so shall I, my friend.
I vow that as long as such sons of freedom exist on Earth, evil will never triumph. I shall find Nero and avenge this night. The palace. I hear him and his mad music within.
But before our monarch could enter the palace, an awesome apparition barred his way.
Father Neptune!
My son, you have proved yourself a true prince this day. But your deeds here are finished.
I must avenge the death of a noble friend.
I forbid you to tamper with history more than you already have. And as for Nero, fear not. He will meet his fate soon enough. His own wickedness will be his undoing. As for you, my son, I shall return you to Atlantis and your time. And for your brave actions of this day, you shall wear the laurel wreath of a Roman hero.
And so, with the blessing of Father Neptune, Prince Namor returned to us.
And does history record the great deeds of our monarch?
Ours does. But of course, the surface people would never believe it. But then most surface people don't even believe in the existence of Atlantis itself.
Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere.
He can breathe underwater and go flying through the air.